To the bands throughout the day.
Yeah, a little bit tough. I think Harrith is a little too strong, but Lunox is still on the table.
Your
Kinney
team
being
is
the option of
picking.
bans for the side of Axis Esports.
Sicilian.
And Sicilian first
Your team
lock-in.
is
Yes,
picking.
yes. This is how it should be. By paper. On paper. This is how it should be. Sicilian is available. You lock it in instantly, and of course, Axis Esports just now play a feature along his
Jawhead.
featured hero Natalia.
Your team
Sometimes it's
is
just
picking.
these picks, right? I think one of the biggest takeaways from M1 was that these picks that people deem they're picks where people deem like it's not meta, it's not ideal, and somehow it still works. So I think a lot of international teams have showed us that. I would be excited if Natalia somehow makes it through, but we will have Grok and Jawhead for Axis Esports.
I think it's a little too difficult to get Natalia into this. Like Carmilla is open, and I think Axis they started off with a really strong hand. Of like,
Hayabusa,
hey,
Carmilla.
we have the Jawhead as well as the Grok.
Your
now,
team
Orange
is
Esports on
picking.
the other side, they've kind of forced them into this position where it's like, oh, you're going with a general hand, you're not going to focus into anything very quickly. We're going to lock in the Carmilla as well as a Hayabusa, which is a pretty big giveaway that Orange Esports isn't going to be playing a marksman.
Yeah, and this is where Orange Esports
Helcurt.
kind of have the
Your
the
team
idea that they
is
want to play
banning.
fast, and I think Axis Esports with that Helcurt will be able to kind of stall the game out slightly longer, simply because of the passive, right?
Yeah.
You want to jump on this Helcurt, he silences you for a good 1 second, and that will give room for, let's say, the Jawhead or the Grok to respond to Orange Esports' aggression, but they will take out the Valor
Your team
to
is
prevent
banning.
Axis Esports from getting any more insurance.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point out there, that using the Dark Knight Rises as a way to kind of mask it and make sure that whoever is playing Sicilian is going to get punished.
Yeah, and you can't just toss Camilla into the fray without knowing where the enemies are. And of course, Helcurt will be one of the biggest X factor with that ultimate. You switch off the lights, and of course, again, your passive. Helcurt as well. One of those heroes where you give him a slight lead and he'll take it a mile.
Your
Axis
team
Esports
is
banning out the
picking.
Kufra just to protect what Jawhead and Helcurt can bring to the table if they unleash their full potential.
Are they going to play Diggy here? I mean, Diggy is a way to kind of negate Carmilla's ult, but they could go for Kaja, but then again, I think Kaja might be the better pick here, only because then you're basically locking down. You want to lock down one of the two, either the Sicilian or Hayabusa. One of the two would be fine, but instead they're going to be locking in their mage. They want to hold up their mage options
Your
first
team is picking.
and hold off on their support options. Let's see what Orange Esports wants to do, because again, they don't have Kufra now.
Yeah, and with the Lunox as well, for Axis Esports' draft, these heroes can kind of protect themselves. You don't really have to worry too much when Orange Esports jumps onto you. If Hayabusa goes for the ultimate, the Lunox can always negate the damage, I would say.
Akai looks not too bad, honestly.
X4.
Xborg is a little...
Roger.
I guess they really
team
want to
is
find a
picking.
way to... I don't know. I feel like Roger, as well as putting the Xborg into the support position, isn't too bad. It's not the worst. I think Roger is a bit weird of a pick considering what they have. So now they don't exactly have a frontline tank. They're going to make Xborg do that as much as he can. So Xborg is going to be their main tank, I would assume. Sicilian, I don't know if Roger is going to go into the side lane or, sorry, Carmilla. But I think Carmilla is going to be the dedicated support this time around, and they're just going to look to side push. Maybe we'll have to see once we get into game. But Axis Esports, they're going to be locking in the Aurora at the very end. So I'm pretty excited to see how this game actually pulls off.
Yeah, it's also one of the solutions other than the Diggy and the Kaja, but in a more offensive manner. Because I think Orange Esports, with that last two picks, Roger and Xbox, they want to run at you. But we do have a taunt video from both teams, so take a look.
Okay, pada tim Orange Sport, kali ni kita orang akan mentibay korang habis-habisan lah. Kalau boleh playoff pun tak pergi masuk.
Untuk Aziz, kalau kita orang ni tak layak masuk playoff, korang pula sebenarnya tak layak dapat invited sebab korang tak mula daripada bawah.
Oh my god.
Yo, I remember commenting last year about, Malaysians need to up their flame game. Yo, they brought their trash talk. They're like, yo, now this is personal.
Yeah, things just got real.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut you in real life. Like that's the vibes I'm getting, man. I'm down for this game now. Let's see
Welcome
how
to
Axis
Mobile
Esports
Legends.
goes up against Orange Esports Reborn.
5
in a
seconds
very,
till the enemy
very
reaches
exciting,
the battlefield.
Hopefully exciting.
Smash them.
Best 2 out of 3.
Yep, game
All troops
was about to
deployed.
begin, and of course, both teams, their thoughts are on a completely different spectrum, right? Axis Esports basically saying we're not going to let you go into playoffs, and Orange Esports is saying we're gonna make you realize that you don't even deserve to be invited. Or they talk the big talk. Let's see if they can walk the walk because Kaiser almost dies.
Yep, double flame shot already being used here. They maintain control. They want to give the buff over to, I can't see who that is, Roger, yeah. With the help of Export, they're going to try and contest it here. I don't think they can. They take the opposite. Ooh, nearly lost it to the flame shot, to the River Sentinel. And now the question that does become like, both sides are completely losing out on EXP in both of the side lanes.
Yeah, and it's just one of those games that you can kind of see it becoming a very bloodbath style. We'll see if Orange Esports can bring that to the table, and as I say that, Ma will grab that first blood, and Hayabusa will pick up Long as well on the helcurt.
Yep, once again, it's just, this is going to be a super tough game, and like, again, flame shots are being used off cooldown. It's like, oh, I want to steal that, oh, I want to deal damage, ooh, I want to face check. Like, they'll use it unconditionally to get out of any bad situation. And now Lasse is kind of stuck on the top side. They're going to go for a big dive!
Yeah, Lasse is not going to get out of this for sure, taking too much damage. Maybe using the OJ Shadow Kill. Aaron hitting level 4 pretty quickly, just 1.5 minutes in, and Orange Esports in a commanding position so far. A Flame Shot, a spell that is just, I feel like it's a bit too generous to players, being on such a low cooldown and with scaling damage as well. But seems like they're going to find more. Roger picking up Evos for the second time.
This is becoming more and more difficult. Oh no, Silo is now in trouble. Export, one more hit. He goes down, unfortunately. Probably shouldn't have died there, but he was able to try and trade it off. Just a wee bit. Just a wee bit. Unfortunately, I think Orange Esports is in a position where they have to just keep rotating. They can't have to keep switching out members, maximize EXP, Flame Shot being used up, but Kaiser X is going to walk away. And yeah, you have to keep rotating, keep looking for ways to gain EXP leads, because that dive wouldn't have been possible if Export was there tanking the damage. They need the security of the hayabusa.
Yeah, and Orange Esports, they're not going to stop. Flame Shot again, used, hitting onto Aaron, but if you cannot convert that into anything, it's not good at all for Axis Esports. And Orange Esports, they're rotating 4 members again. This dive is going to happen.
Yeah, but this time it's a little bit difficult. It's now Lasset is level 4, and that's a very powerful ultimate. He needs to use it soon. Lasset's in trouble. He gets it initially, but Jaku is still cutting him down. Look at how much damage his ult is pulling off Helcurt. Trying to turn this around. Jaku might be the next one to go down low. Needs to turn this quick. Doesn't get the stingers off. 2 kills going over to Orange Esports.
That is just unfortunate. He had 5 stingers charged up, and he whiffed it. That was the X factor. Dark Knight Rises was used. Orange Esports, they were completely blind in that fight, and somehow Axis still botched it. Not a great start for them, and Orange Esports, they are going to punish Axis dearly for that.
Don't worry, this is the traditional Axis thing. This is what they do. They gotta rub off the rust, and then when it's like, okay, we go to playoffs, it's stage time, they'll immediately come back into this game. Let's see what the state is as of right now. It looks like Orange Esports, bit of a lead. It's not like super substantial, but it's enough to pose a threat to Axis Esports, who basically can't get on this objective. The turtle is probably going to go over Orange with no contest.
Yeah, and giving Roger this much space early on it'd be a big price to pay for Axis if they don't find a solution quickly. And at least for this game, Jaw had not able to do too much, but there we go, Shadow Kill onto that Aurora. Aurora be taken down, Long trying to get away as well, and this duo is just too dangerous for Axis to handle.
Yeah, it's really ridiculous. It's just 1v3. Like, if that isn't a problem, I don't know what to say, but they have to pull back. They have to pull back now. And it looks like they're gonna actually lose their first turret to just not watching the map a little bit, and Evox gets there just a little too late. If he was there earlier, he might have been able to save that turret, but unfortunately, Roger will pick that up, and now they're setting up for a bottom dive to capitalize onto Kaiser X by himself. He's in trouble. Smart missiles are pulled out, and he will get out scot-free. Going to most likely lose this bottom tier 1. Orange Esports great.
Yeah, and if you leave the Jawhead, if you force the Jawhead to be alone and not run around the map to create an impact, that is where your potential as a Jawhead completely just gets nullified. And Orange Esports, they're doing a good job. They're splitting up the map, and they're making sure that Kaiser is always intact. every time if they manage to have line of sight of Kaiser 24/7, they don't have much to worry about across the rest of the map. You can see that they are converging onto Lasted once again. Lasted not able to make it out. Evo tries to provide assistance, but he might give up his life. Dark Knight's Rise is being used, but doesn't matter. Helcurt still gets killed off long into the grave.
This is ridiculous. They're using chou as well as a self-sustaining support, basically.
Yeah.
They're both in the support position. They're both doing their jobs phenomenally, setting it up. And now they want to go for something else. They get caught by the initial second ability of Sicilian, but they are not safe under turret. That range from his first ability is absolutely too long and too short of a cooldown. They can't do much. Now he's going to hold himself, position himself in ways so that they can't get in on to this center.
Turtle resurrecting
And I think it's
soon.
deja vu from the first best of 3, where one team just completely loses map control to the other simply because of the macro game, the factor of the macro game. From Orange Esports in this case, is just way better than Axis. But like you said, they're not out of the game yet. 8k goal deficit though, that is what bothers, that is what worries me if I'm Axis Esports.
Yeah, very much so. Not to mention that they're about to hit the 21 to 22k mark, which means that the carry should have an extra item on top of everybody else in the game. And I think Axis at this point, they just have to keep sacrificing. They have to do what Thorak did, which is hold off as many turrets as possible. You can't really defend tier 2, but tier 3, the inhibitor turrets, are very defendable, and you just have to somehow hold on for that length of game.
And they finally converge onto Mum. A lot of crowd control being brought down. Chou is there as well. Mum can be able to get out. No, Long finishes him off. Pretty good commitment right there. Axis Esports managing to get all their members out alive. But Long might be staying a bit too long, and he just gets instantly assassinated. Lasted trying to get away as well, but Aaron is there. Kills him off. Monster kill. So Orange Esports managing to redeem that fight.
Yeah, 2 for 1 so far, but we know for a fact that Orange Esports is very good at pushing a snowball. A lot of their decisions is like, okay, do this rotation, move here, go here next, is coordinated. You can see that they aren't moving randomly, they aren't being sporadic, or even like too hasty with their movements. They are very, I need to be here at this point in time. If I'm not here, I'm going to lose something.
Yeah, and you can see at the same time, this Roger can play greedy, uses the execute, almost kills off that drop. So luckily for Axis Esports, they still have that front line alive, but Orange Esports, they can get away with playing greedy. When you run a spell like execute on the Roger, who has been given space for the entirety of the game, I think they are not worried about anything, and Evo this time will be grabbed and finished off.
Yeah, this is getting a little ridiculous here because now Axis, they need to do something. They've already used a big ultimate.
Ooh,
The
Kaiser.
Aurora's going down. Brain is in trouble. He quickly uses the ultimate. He harmonizes out of there. The rest of the team is getting chunked out. The Sicilian does so much damage. My God.
Well, props to Axis Esports. They went for the risk. They took the risk and they defended that inhibitor tower. Kaiser coming in from the back.
Turtle
He was ready to throw his life for that,
resurrecting
but
Yeah.
luckily enough for him, he had flicker and he survived. So Orange Esports not able to convert that into anything other than a turtle for now. So Axis Esports, they still have some room to breathe, but definitely not out of the woods yet.
Yeah, and I think the only person who can like wave clear really safe is only Lasted and Rin. Everybody else is in trouble. Oh no, Silo has already lost his Pirata armor. Kaiser X is going to be the first to go down, but the rest of the team isn't there to respond. Hayabusa is getting a top push on the top side, but Jakbu wants to get more on Evil X as he's walking away. Soon it will run out. No more nature's power nature. He has to get on out of there using his ult to push away. He survives with just a sliver of health.
Really patient play from Evos to survive that. But Kaiser X, slightly unlucky, trying to make something happen, but the team wasn't there to respond. So we're back to square one, back to where we begun, which is Orange Esports having a commanding position. But I think Axis Esports can still defend this. If Kaiser can just get that eject, and him being in front is already a big threat, but Orange Esports this time, if it commits to this push.
Yep, and they already go. Aurora puts out Aurora. Evil X is trying to make something happen. Wall charges out of there, but dies straight away before he can get out. Rin is forced to flicker on out of there. He can't get enough damage down. The only person who's taking it is Silo, and he is so big. They're going to go for the dive. Hayabusa is already with the quad channel, hitting him with the shurikens as quickly as possible, but that tier 3 is going to go down.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate. The Dark Knight Rises was just used a bit too late. Too much patience. It might be the downfall of Axis Esports and Orange Esports now. Pushing for the win long, managing to get away with a little of health. So it's going to be reset for Orange Esports, but the waves are crashing in. They're just going to hang around and make sure that Axis Esports cannot even set foot out of their base.
Yeah, Orange is just too far ahead at this point. 35k to 22k. That's a 13k gold differential, and there isn't another 5 minutes Axis has. Right now, Orange is knocking on Death's door. They want to eliminate Axis right here, right now, in game 1.
Ultimate from Carmilla has been used, and Axis will see if they can hold this. Instantly, Silo goes in, takes down the Aurora, and this should be it. Orange Esports going for the Crystal, pat that KDA, left and right. Axis Esports still have 4 members alive. Mom, not able to do any damage. The Crystal is protected for now. No minion wave just yet. So Axis Esports, they're being left on the edge of a cliff, and they will be able to play for a bit more. But Orange Esports, they will come back for round 2 to end this thing.
Lord,
Yeah, I don't think
resurrecting
Axis
soon.
has enough to actually contest Lord at this point. And again, even though they did a really good defense, they managed to take out Silo. However, Lassit is always forced to use his ultimate on the wave. He can't use it proactively. He just has to use it defensively to buy time for his team.
So Axis Esports right now, the best course of action is to push out the waves with no inhibitor, but you're looking at both top and mid, and if the Lord goes over to Orange Esports, they can just let the Lord crash in and finish the Crystal on its own. So Axis Esports can really see a clear way for them to come back unless they manage a miracle hold.
Yeah, and right now they're doing the correct thing. Oh, wait, Mon is kind of out of position. Rock is there, but he isn't going to do much. He's already been spotted out. Evil X,
yeah.
They're going to jump right on top of him, forcing him to flicker. Lord has been given over to Orange Esports, and now they were trying to punish. Mom is able to get a 3-man. He hops in the jungle with his ultimate and is able to survive everything. They're turning it around. Last Insanity coming out of Silo. Those smart missiles ain't going to protect you. Wild charge from Evil X to bail from the situation, but they need Lassit's ultimate like right now. If they want to survive any longer, they're going to lose another tier 3 to Aaron.
That is so unfortunate. Axis Esports, they were looking at that potential kill that can protect that Crystal for a bit longer, but they will have to settle for a 4 versus 5. And I think Orange Esports, they're just going to go for the Crystal at this point. No need to pat that KDA. Those kills will count on his own. Lasted again, finished off. Monster kill for the Roger. And Last Insanity will be the final nail in the coffin. Orange Esports, they will take game 1.
That was a very good game 1.